of running away, like they would naturally do, they will just approach you without any fear. The average person probably doesn't know how to deal with a large, hungry alligator coming after them, so unfortunately that's when people get bit, and that's when the alligator gets killed. Now, these guys in here, thankfully, they do realize that, if this one does come up and, he's sitting here right now, and that's fine. But if he were to come and try to make an advance towards me and try to bite me, then I'm going to go ahead and grab him and use him for the show. Right? You saw how thrilled she was to volunteer, remember? Yeah, it probably feels the same way. So, another thing is that, have you ever worked with a dog where you're watching the dog, your eyes are on the dog, that dog's not going to do anything wrong, he's not going to go take the food off the table, but as soon as you turn your back on that dog, then the dog goes and takes the food off the table. Well, these alligators are kind of the same way. If I'm not looking at them, that will give them more of a reason to come up and take advantage of the situation, aka bite me or attack me. If I'm looking at them, they're less likely to try something for me. And that's just me being the alpha in here. You can't look like a weak individual, otherwise you're going to be treated like a weak individual, and then I will most likely die. Yes, okay. So, now, moving on. Alligator wrestling. Definitely not like the wrestling that you would see on TV, because I'm not hurting them or headlocking them, and I'm definitely not wearing any tights or spandex. It's just not that type of wrestling. But it was a technique that was used by the Seminole Indians to go out, capture an alligator, bring it back to their camp alive. Believe it or not, this is a one-man job. How they would pull this off is by using a technique that we call the bulldog. You take the alligator's jaws, you hold them shut between your chin and your chest, and therefore you'd have your hands free to take out your rope. And I know that you guys are just dying for me to show you this, so I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate that for y'all. Ta-da! Look, my no hands! I can take out my rope, tie the brown jaws, cotton-tied alligator. That's enough of that. Alright, guys, oh, thank you so much. Now, I have no idea who came up with that trick, but let me tell you, I would have hated to have been the first person to have to try that one out, if you know what I mean. Alright, now this guy's just taking a nap. Alright, I feel a little bit more comfortable with you laying next to me then. Now, guys, look at the backside of these alligators. You notice that they have a lot of bumps and ridges going from their head down to their tail. These are called osteoderms. It means bone, skin in Latin. It acts like armor plating to protect these alligators, but it also acts like little solar panels. These animals are cold-blooded. They need to rely on the sun and the environment to heat up their bodies. Right behind the eyes, a little flap on either side of their head. Can any of you guys guess what these little flaps might be? Anybody? Ears, yes. They can seal their ears off, they can seal off their nostrils. They do spend a lot of time in the water, but no, they cannot breathe underwater. Amazingly though, they can hold their breath for up to 6 hours at one time. Pretty impressive if you ask me. Alrighty guys, now, if you look right here at this beautiful unmanicured foot, and no guys, I'm definitely not talking about mine, I'm talking about the alligators. You might notice that they have 5 fingers just like you or I would have. But can you guys guess, and no cheating, can you show me on your hand how many toes you think an alligator has on their back foot? And I'll give you a hint, you only can use one hand for this. So it's either going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. What do you guys think?
3.
4, 5, 3, 4. Okay, we get a lot of different answers. Okay, so any of you guys who guessed 4, ding, 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 you are correct. Alligators only have 4 toes on their back foot, 5 in the front, but only 3 nails on each foot. Now, the nails are not used as a defense mechanism or anything like that. It's just simply to help the females dig a nest so that they can lay their eggs. Alrighty guys, now I do have one other trick to show you. Before I do that, I'm going to tell you just a little bit more about myself so that you guys don't think I'm just some crazy girl sitting on the back of a wild alligator. Because trust me, I see the looks all day. My name is Christine and I moved down here from Buffalo, New York 3 years ago. Been working at reptiles for the past 14 years of my life. At my previous job, I worked with over 500 different types of venomous snakes, cobras, rattlesnakes, and vipers. A trick to working here at Holly Park is that I am just a volunteer. That's due to liability. So yes, believe it or not, I don't get paid to do any of these shows throughout the day. But I do love working with these amazing animals, and I love educating people about them. So what this all really means is if one of these guys decide to rip off my arm, then all this park has to do is send me a get well card. Maybe a couple flowers, but that's about it. And unfortunately for me, that is not a part of my bad jokes. That's actually how all this works. So if you guys enjoyed the show, and you learned some interesting facts about our alligators and what we do here as a rescue, then I really do appreciate anything that goes into the tip jar located at the end of the fence. Now, for the last trick, this is what we call the face-off. For obvious reasons. If I mess it up, then yes, my face could come off. Sounds fun, right? Yeah, probably not what the average person wants to do with their Monday afternoon, but hey, that's why I'm here. All right, guys, now I'm going to try to... This is the most dangerous part of the show, specifically because of this trick, and also specifically because I am not able to keep my eyes on any of the other alligators around me. I'm obviously going to have to put my full 100% attention to this alligator. I'm going to see if I can just get her to maybe scoot up. Oh, no. Scoot up a little bit further. There, perfect. Good girl. Oh. Ha-ha, yes. Oh, okay, no. All right. Easy does it, I know. Yes, I just want to make sure that I'm at least a little bit, further than 12 inches away from this big guy right here, just in case he decides that he doesn't like me staying next to him after 10 minutes have passed. All right, guys, now... we're going to go ahead and try to pull this trick off. Okay. Oh, all right. Oh, you see that, guys? You notice how the whole show she was very calm and relaxed, and now she's getting a little lively. She's waking up. Yes, during the most dangerous part of the show. Coincidence? I think not. These animals do realize, and they are on this trick. Otherwise, you guys are going to get a lot more than what you're bargaining for. Have your cameras ready. They look pretty cool once my arms are out to the side, or when there's a really big spray of blood. Then switch it to video. Yeah, I'm just kidding about the blood. Yeah, you stay sleeping. Let me know if he wakes up from his nap. Oh, he knows I'm talking about him. Ta-da! Take your pictures quickly, please.
It's not bad today.
Smells great, by the way. Okay. That's enough of that. All right, guys. Now, yes, give it up for the alligator. She